As part of ASP.NET Core web application which we are creating so far, we have seen how to create domain classes, that is grocery.cs, category.cs, and we have also seen how to create the interfaces for corresponding domain classes by actually providing the methods over here. We are going to provide the implementation in our later part, that is by creating a concrete class and by implementing these interfaces, by implementing this iGrocery repository as well as iCategory repository. So in this video, let's see how we can implement concrete class for each of these repositories which we had created in our previous video. Okay. So as part of this models folder, let's right click on this, add a class. Let's name this class as mock category repository. The reason for naming it as mock category repository is because now initially let's create this data as part of hard coding the data, and in next videos what we are going to do is we'll make use of db, and from db we'll fetch the data and we'll display on our web page. Okay, for now let's create mock category repository and mock grocery repository. Okay, so this mock category repository is a concrete class which should implement iCategory repository. Okay, iCategory repository. So iCategory repository, which we had created in our previous video, contains these methods. See, this is a method which we had provided inside iCategory repository. That is all categories. Now, as part of mock category repository, since it is a concrete class, we have to implement this iCategory repository, and whatever the method provided over here, that is all categories method, we have to provide implementation details inside mock category repository, right? So to do that, first what we're going to do is let's declare I enumerable of category, that is all categories, and here we are going to create a new list over here, new list which contains the categories of type category, right? So here we are going to pass the data by using new objects like this, new category, and here we are going to provide all the category details, that is the model which we had created, the domain class which we had created corresponding to this category, corresponding to the category. What is the domain class? The domain class is category.cs, right? Here what are the properties which we have provided out here? Category id, category name, description, groceries. So these four properties which we have provided inside this category class, that is domain class, we have to make use of inside mock category repository, and we are going to initialize the values for each of these properties, right? So category id, we can pass some value, category id equals 1, and next is category name, and here it should match the data type which we are passing inside our domain class. What is the data type for category id? It is int. For category name it is string, for description it is string, and for groceries it is list of grocery, right? The same way, whatever the data type which we are using over here, similarly the data has to be passed in the similar way. Here category id is 1, that is numeric, that's the reason we have provided as integer over there. And for category name it is a string, so we can pass name of the category, for example fresh fruits. Okay, this is the category name. And what is a description? Description equals, here we can pass the value list of fruits. Okay, and similarly I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste over here two more times. Okay. And here let's pass required values for these other categories as well. Okay, let's pass required values for this. Here I'm going to name it as category ID equals 2, category ID equals 3. And here I'm going to pass the value for category name, that is fresh vegetables. Okay, and here I'm going to pass others. Okay. And similarly here we can modify the description, list of vegetables. Here you can pass as other items. Okay. And here we are going to close this. Okay, this is the list which we created, which contains the categories, and we have initialized the values for each of these categories 1, 2, 3, and provided appropriate names for the model which we had created. Model means the same way as this domain class category.cs. We are following the same properties: category ID, name, description, and groceries, and we are providing values for each of this. Okay, similar. So here we have passed the data for mock category repository. So what is pending next? Similarly, like we created mock category repository, we also need to create mock grocery repository. Okay, so inside models folder, let's add another class over here and name this as mock grocery repository. Okay, and we'll click on add. And this, in this case, what we have to do, public class mock grocery repository. Here, what it should implement? It should implement I grocery repository. Okay, I grocery repository. And here what else is pending is one more thing which you have to observe is, as part of grocery.cs, if you observe, we have a property created over here with name as category, which comes from category.cs, right? So it is very important for us to create a private variable over here, that is private read only. Okay, and here we can take I category repository with some variable underscore category repository. Okay, and here we can take up by creating new mock category repository class. Okay, by passing this, because we are using category related information inside our grocery, right? For grocery.cs we are including this category, and this category comes from category.cs. Okay, so to make use of the data which comes from category, that is mock category repository, here we are passing this data. To access this data inside mock grocery repository, we have to create a private variable over here, and we are going to pass this mock category repository. Okay, by creating like this new mock category repository. Okay, next what we have to do, we have to implement methods inside iGrocery repository, whatever provided inside iGrocery repository, that is all groceries, groceries of the week, get grocery by id. These three methods we have to provide implementation inside mock grocery repository. Let's do that. Okay, public I enumerable of grocery. Okay, that is all groceries. And similarly, like we created in category, that is mock category repository, here also we have to create a list, that is list of grocery. Okay, and this list of grocery we have to create appropriate groceries over here by passing the data. Okay, let's do that. Instead of writing all the data over here one by one with each of these properties for the groceries, I have just the sample data over here. I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it over there. Okay, I'll just copy this and I'll explain you whatever I have provided over there. Okay, I'll just paste it over here. Now you can see that we have created 1, 2, 3, 4 groceries with appropriate values for each of the properties which we have provided inside grocery.cs. That is, this is the model, right? This is the domain class. Whatever the properties provided inside the domain class, we are providing the values, that is, we are injecting the values inside mock grocery repository. So here you can see grocery ID, name, price, short description, long description, category. And here if you observe, this category is coming from underscore category repository dot all categories dot to list of 0. Means what this means? This means that from category repository, that is underscore category repository, is a private variable which we have created inside this that is mock grocery repository. Here you can see that underscore category repository. Using this variable, what I'm going to do, I'm going to access all categories. All categories is present inside mock category repository. all categories here, and from here I am going to fetch these IDs, that is 1, 2, and 3. So if we are passing 0, then it means that I am going to fetch this category over here, that is first one, then second one, then third one. Okay. So here what I am doing, I am mapping this grocery, that is apple. For example, apple is a fruit, right? So apple, I'm just mapping over here to category 0. That is, category of 0 is the first category over here. The first category is fresh fruits, right? So I'm mapping the apple to this category, that is fresh fruits category. That is what this means, right? And we are passing some image URL over here. In stock equals true and is grocery of the week false for now. Okay, we are just passing some sample data over here. It's not like actual data which we are passing. Later in our future videos, what we are going to do is we'll fetch these data from DB. Okay, from there we will fetch the data and we'll make use of it. Okay, for now let's proceed with this. Okay, so one method we have already implemented, that is all groceries, which is provided inside iGrocery repository. This is done. What is the next one? Groceries of the week. Okay, so after this I'm going to implement, that is public enumerable of grocery, that is groceries of the week. Groceries of the week. Okay, this is get method. This we will see how to implement later, because once we will fetch the data and we will display all the list of groceries on our web page, later we will see how to fetch groceries of the week accordingly. Okay, we have another method which we need to provide implementation, that is public grocery get grocery by id, get grocery id, and this will take grocery id as a parameter. Okay, grocery id as a parameter. Okay. What this will return, this will return from list of the groceries a particular grocery which with that particular id. Okay, this grocery id, for example, here in this case 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here we can provide grocery id equals 4. So we are fetching one among all these groceries by passing grocery id. That is how we are implementing get grocery by id. So here we have to return, here we have to return from all groceries dot first or default. First or default, here we have to pass a variable, that is, for example, g. Okay, g dot grocery id, this is equal to grocery dot id, that is grocery id. That's it. Okay, that's it. So we have three methods which we have provided inside iGrocery repository in this interface, and we are implementing this iGrocery repository interface inside mock grocery repository. Like this, we are implementing, and all the methods inside iGrocery repositories we are providing implementation details over here. Okay, each of these methods we are providing implementation. That's it. So we are done with the model, because model contains three parts. One is a domain class, which we have seen, that is grocery.cs and category.cs. Next part is the interface part, which contains the methods and the operations which can be performed using this domain class properties, right? That we have seen here. That is iGrocery repository and iCategory repository. Post to that, the third part is implementing the methods inside these interfaces by creating a concrete class, that we have seen, mock grocery repository.cs and mock category repository.cs. That's it. So we are done with the model. Okay, as part of MVC we are done with the model. Next part which we are going to see is the controller part, how we can make use of this data domain class as well as interfaces, and we can provide logic inside our controller class. That we will see in our next video. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please like, comment, and share this video, and kindly subscribe to my channel in order to watch more videos.